Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. If you are watching our channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for more videos like this. In this video, we are dealing with the topic skull fractures. The skull may be fractured by direct or indirect force. The fracture depends upon thickness and strength of the bone. The temporal bone and orbital plates are more easily fractured than other areas of skull. Then we are coming to the mechanism of skull fracture. When a hard object strikes on head, there is an impending force at the site of impact. The outer table of the skull is compressed and the inner table fractures first. If the force continues to act, the outer table also breaks and a fissure fracture line occurs. If there is an outbending force at the periphery of impact, the outer table breaks first, and as the force continues to act, there will be multiple fracture lines extending which may cause a comminuted fracture. When the skull is compressed between two hard objects, as in traffic accidents, there will be fractures due to general deformity of skull. Then we are coming to the types of skull fracture. Fissured fracture, comminuted fracture, depressed comminuted fracture, signature fracture, ring fracture, bone fracture, gutter fracture, penetrating and perforating fractures, diastatic fracture or sutural fracture, and cut fractures. First, we are coming to the details of fissured fracture. This is a linear fracture that occurs in skull just like a crack on the wall. The bone is fractured into two pieces. The fracture may only in the outer table or may involve the inner table also. The fissure fracture is produced by a blow with a blunt object having a broad striking surface or a head striking on a flat surface during a fall. The fissure fractures may occur in different sides of skull. The fracture passing through anterior cranial fossa causes bleeding through nostrils, and fractures crossing the middle cranial fossa causes bleeding through ears. The fractures on temporal bone usually extends to the parietal bone. The given figure shows a fissured fracture. Then we are coming to Pappe's rule. Pappe's rule states that two fracture lines will never cross. Applying this rule, it is easy to find out the sequence of injuries, that is, which fracture has occurred first. Next, we are coming to comminuted fracture. Comminuted fracture is a type of fracture in which the skull bone is fractured into more than two pieces. Usually, there will be two or more fracture lines. It's caused by vehicular accidents, fall from height, or blow of head with heavy objects. The given figure shows a comminuted fracture. Then we are coming to the details of depressed comminuted fracture. In this type of fracture, there will be depression of the fragments of comminuted fracture. It is usually caused by striking with an object having a small striking surface. It can also be caused by impact from a relatively larger projecting object, as in traffic accidents. The given figure shows a depressed comminuted fracture. Then we are coming to signature fracture. This is a depressed comminuted fracture produced by an object with a small striking surface which will give a pattern of striking surface of weapon which goes it like a hammer, butt or rifle, etc. The weapon which caused by injury can be identified in these types of fractures. The given figure shows a signature fracture. Then we are coming to the details of ring fracture or annulus fracture. It is a type of fissure fracture which encircles the foramen magnum. This type of fracture may occur when there is a heavy blow on top of head, or may occur on fall from a height on the feet or buttocks. In traffic accidents, a forceful impact on the front of chin may also cause an annular fracture, probably by force transmitting through the mandibular joints. The figure shows a ring fracture. Next, we are coming to the details of bone fracture. This type of fracture occurs in infants and children due to incomplete ossification of skull bones. On the outer table, a dent is formed just like that on a ping pong ball, and inner table is usually not fractured. It is also called as ping pong fracture. Next, we are coming to the details of gutter fracture. In this type of fracture, the outer part of bone is chipped off by tangential force and a gutter is formed. Gutter fracture is caused by a bullet touching the outer table and not penetrating the skull, or it can also be produced by a tangential cut by a sword or butcher's knife. Next, we are coming to the details of penetrating and perforating fractures. These are fractures produced by penetrating objects like bullet, pointed sharp weapon, sword or dagger. Fracture which is having an entry and an exit is called as a perforating fracture. The fractured fragments are drawn inwards at the entry and drawn out at the exit. In penetrating fractures, at the wound of entry, the outer table will be without beveling and the inner table will show beveling. At the wound of exit, the outer table will show beveling and the inner table will not show beveling. The given figure shows a penetrating fracture. Next, we are coming to the details of diastatic fracture or sutural fracture. Diastatic fracture is simply the suture separation. The figure shows a diastatic fracture. Next, we are coming to details of cut fracture. The skull may also be subjected to cut injuries when heavy cutting weapon is used. The cut injury may enter the skull cavity and injure the brain. On either side of the cut, there will be fissured fractures due to withdrawal of the weapon. The figure shows cut fracture. That's all for today. Thank you for watching my video. See you in the next video.